What's going on? What's going on? It's your girl Fathom DJ live and direct here on, what is this, YouTube? I just left Facebook live where I'll say I cut my teeth for this particular video. It is Monday Motivation. I wanted to share a few things with you just so that we could start to have some dialogue about the idea of being a freelance person, being an artist, being an entrepreneur, being a person who garners or needs to garner multi streams of income. As I am, I will introduce myself for the sake of those who may see this video who don't know who I am. I am Danielle Abston. My artist name is Fathom DJ. I'm a resident of Chicago, Illinois, and I have been an artist my entire life here in this city. My most marketed form of art would be DJing. As it stands, I think I need to kind of open up the idea of what DJing is to those people who don't quite get it. Like, you get it. You get it. Oh, it's cool. You play music. You play music in public. It's kind of like being a musician, except for you're playing other people's music and mixing it up and playing it for us. And people think that is cool. And it is. But for the sake of the conversation, so that you understand all that DJing entails, I will walk you through the process. As a vessel, the DJ is a vessel. As a vessel, you collect sounds, you collect energy, you collect information. Sounds and songs are energy and information that you collect. We all collect that information. Oh, my mother put me on to George Benson when I was in, the 5th grade, or when I was 3 years old, my mother was listening to George Benson. That is information that I've collected in the course of my life. DJing it, I collect sounds and music ahead of time. I compile these lists of sounds and music ahead of time. When I go into a space where I'm asked to play that, I am editing that music. Before I go into that space, I'm going to practice it. So I'm editing, mixing, mashing up, remixing, bringing songs together, taking songs apart, dropping in tunes. That is all under the guise of sound editing. It could also be under the guise of audio painting, depending on how creative you are. What I play those sounds through would be my tools, my equipment. How much ever it costs for me to get those tools is what I've invested. When you take those tools out, before you even take them out the house, you don't even have to take them out the house anymore. You can leave them in the house. You can stream live. You can create a mix. You can put it on Mixcloud. You can go around your social media. Every platform has a live stream, it seems, at this point. You can create those outlets for yourself without leaving the house. For the sake of the conversation, when I leave the house and I go outside of the house to play these tunes, I am there to draw interest, not only for myself, but for the space that I'm going to play music in. How is that done? I could play that music in hopes that people will come in and hear it based on word of mouth. At this point, as a DJ, I'm being employed not only to play that music, but to bring people in that venue to hear it. And this has to be done because the goal is to get paid. And in order to get paid, you have to help bring people in who are going to drink and eat and buy things in that space in order for you to gain your pay. Now, if you work at a venue that does all of that for you, or if you work with promoters who do all of that for you, if you work with producers who do all of that for you, then you simply have one position to play. And that's a wonderful thing. So your job is only to compile those sounds, organize those sounds, prepare for your set, practice your set, bring the equipment with you unless the equipment is provided, and look good doing it, of course, and then perform that set. If you have to wear several hats in order to sell that set, that means that you could end up creating flyers, creating video, editing and creating flyers and video, marketing and promoting that event, which is a different lane, which is also very time consuming. And in some capacities, I do that work and I love doing that work. And it's a part of my process. Some folks don't want to engage that. The reason why I'm presenting this scenario to you is because we're all engaging in those spaces when we employ social media. When you take a photo of yourself and you post it on social media, you're saying, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what's cool about what I do, and this is the reason why you need to know me. We all have cool factors. When I work in places and spaces with people, the goal for that venue, the goal for that space is to draw people in to make money off of. And everybody has a cool factor to do that. My cool factor is supposed to be the music. That's the position I'm supposed to play. But all the other things that are cool about me outside of the music will be employed in order to draw people in. And that means I'm using a lot of different things in order to get people to come into this space, which I don't have a problem doing. Of course, based on fair compensation. And that is really where this conversation is coming from. It's coming from two spaces. It's coming from understanding the idea of how much work we are all doing as brands and marketing people to drive the point of why you should work with us, why you need to know us, why we're cool. It's also coming from a space of understanding that if the goal is for us to be there together in order to make money, that is the reason why we're there. And that's the reason why I wanted to bring this to you, because I work in spaces where people may or may not understand the importance as independent contractors of garnering as much interest in that venue, in those spaces. And we need to consider how to encourage people. When I go into these spaces and I'm asked to do these things that I do from any capacity, I'd like to assume that everybody else who works there is employing those things. If I'm better at doing flyers or social media campaigns, then I most certainly could potentially assist the bartender, could assist the bar back, could assist the promoter, or whomever else might work there to employ these things. But if the goal is for everybody to bring money into the space, the question should be, what is every individual doing to help bring people into that space? And who is corralling the effort to do that? This is a mentality that I think should be employed by anyone who is independent or non-independent. If you work a job every day and you need other streams of income, then you might want to switch your mentality to think this way. If you are an independent contractor, then you should always be thinking, what else do I have? What else can I do? What can I add? Because your services are disposable and you want to try to figure out how you can continue to be employed in any capacity. This is what I do on a daily basis. I have several concepts in which I work that. Absent consulting is slowly forming into a space where I can provide ideas and facilitate content for those people who lack confidence or vision for their social media campaigns. We're all campaigning on social media, whether you're purposely and intentionally doing that or not. You are campaigning on social media. You are drawing people into your space to talk about whatever it is that you're talking about that's cool, and you want to retain their attention. So every time you come back to talk about something, people see it. And the hope is that whatever that thing is that you really do, that they will be interested in supporting you when you do that thing. So the mentality has to switch in order to understand if you're trying to create multiple streams of income. Some DJs simply DJ. Some DJs DJ and produce music. Some DJs are graphic designers. Some DJs are photographers. Some DJs are event planners. Some DJs work in McDonald's, okay, to drive the point. Some DJs are sound engineers. Some DJs do all of those things. For any type of artistic, creative endeavor or non-artistic and creative endeavor that you might be employing, the bottom line is you're using your social media tools to draw interest to your brand so that people will think that what you're doing is cool enough so that they find out what you do and how to support it. This is the reason why I'm here right now. And this is one of many of my talks that I will be having. So your goal is to sit and think in every capacity about the things that you do in social media and how you can draw interest to yourself in those things. This is a Motivation Monday motivation situation. And I just thought it would be a cool kind of thing because I'm in a couple rooms with folks who are not encouraged to utilize whatever that draw is that people are drawn to them for in order to properly get folks to pay them attention. If you work in a bar or a venue and everyone in there is considered an independent contractor, then everyone's hand should be on deck to figure out how to draw people in to make money for that night in order to get paid for that night, so that everyone makes money and everyone feels good about what they're doing. And, you know, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but I definitely think that there could be more encouragement from the hub in order to make those things work. So this is just my motivational talk. I'm Fathom DJ. You can find me in your worldwide webosphere at findingfathomdj.com. You can also find me at hashtag findingfathomdj or fathomdj. You can also look up my consulting information at Abston Consulting, which has a page on Facebook and will soon have a website. Cosmic kisses and well wishes. This is not what I'm supposed to be talking about today. I got a whole different conversation to talk to you guys about from a DJ perspective, and I may come back and do that sooner than later. Space.